Okay, good morning everyone. It's Miss Ella here, and I'm going to be doing reading session 3 with you this week. So what we'd like you to do is write your own effective questions. You'll be using the same text that you've used all week. So it's circus shoes. So you need to make sure that you have that to hand because we're going to be referring to that a lot during this lesson. Okay, so I'm going to read you your first question stem to use. So it is write the verb, adjective, adverb that means. You need to pick one of these. So first thing you do is you look in the text for your word. Okay, so I found the word doubtful. It says Santa looked doubtful. Well, I know doubtful is describing the way Santa looks, so it must be an adjective because adjectives describe something. Okay, um, so I'm going to write the adjective in the text. Well, what does doubtful mean? Well, if I'm not sure, I can use an online thesaurus. So it says doubtful means hesitant or feeling uncertain. So I'm going to use that word uncertain. So my question will be write the adjective in the text that means uncertain. I know that uncertain means in the text the word is doubtful. So I've answered my own question there, okay? So it's your turn to do this. You will have to write the, and then you'll have to pick a verb, adjective, or adverb from the text. Now, having a look at the text, there's quite a lot for you to choose from. Verbs, you've got banged, beckoned, dragged, you've got the word whisper, creeping or crept. And if I look on the next page, you've got the adjective awful, or the verb objective, and there's probably many more for you to pick up from. Okay, so you need to find a synonym, what it means, after you've picked your word. So I want you to give the first question a go. Okay, so make sure you pause the video and write your first question. Okay. Okay, right, so hopefully you've written your first question. Now let's move on to question number 2. So question number 2 is a retrieval question, and the word retrieve means when you bring something back, or you find it and you bring it back and put it into your answer basically. And I remember what the word retrieve means because I've got these golden retrievers to remind me, and kind of the golden retriever's job is to bring something back and find something, locate it and bring it back. But they're supposed to anyway. Okay, um, so it's going to be a literal question. The answer will be in the text. Okay, so first thing you need to do is pick a sentence, because I'm going to rephrase the sentence to make it into a question. So I picked the sentence, that's what the watch and bracelet are for, we'll sell them. So I'm going to use that sentence and rephrase it. So I've rephrased it. What items are they planning on selling to get money? Well, we know the items they're planning on selling are the watch and the bracelet. Okay? So what I want you to do will be your turn. You need to write a literal question where the answer can be found directly in the text. It can be directly retrieved and pulled out from the text. Okay, so pause my video and have a go at writing your own question too. All right, well done. We're now on to question number 3. So, for this one, we've got which word is the closest in meaning to, and then you pick a word from the text. Now, I picked the word, the adjective, awful here. What an awful name. Because I thought maybe some people might be confused about what the word awful means, and then you pick 3 potential answers, and one of them we'll go through what each of those needs to be. So one of the answers needs to be that they could choose from needs to be the complete opposite. So awful is the complete opposite of fabulous. So I put that one in there. One of the answers needs to be a synonym, so it needs to mean the same as the word awful. So awful means the same as terrible. And then the final word that you pick is one that might trick them. Okay, so I picked the word average, and we know that average doesn't mean that great, but doesn't mean that bad, so maybe they'll get a bit confused. Sorry, and pick the word average. Okay, so I've got my three potential answers for them to choose from, but obviously we know that awful is closest to the meaning of terrible. Okay, so when it's your turn, you will write which word is the closest in meaning to. You'll find a word from the text, and then you'll give them three options. One needs to be the correct answer, needs to definitely be that, so it needs to be a synonym. One needs to be similar to trick them up, and then one needs to be the complete opposite. Okay, so pause the video and have a go at writing question stem number 3. Okay, and final question number 4. So this one is a true and false question. So you need to tick if the statement, it should be, is true or false. So you write that as your question, and then you'll create a table with true and false. Now for this bit, for this question, you're finding information in the text. Could say facts or things that happen in the text. So what information do I know from the text? Well, I know it says here Aunt Rebecca's room was at the end of the passage, so I'm going to use that statement. Okay. However, I want to make this statement false. Okay. So I'm going to change, rather than Aunt Rebecca, I'm going to put somebody else that's in the text. So I've changed it to Mr. Stibbins' room was at the end of the passage. So if you didn't read my statement carefully, or if you didn't read the text carefully, you might fall for my trap, and you might be tricked and choose it as true. However, we know from looking back at the text, if we look again, we know it's Aunt Rebecca's room that is at the end of the passage, so we know that the answer is false. Okay? So that's a good little trick. If you take a statement, you slightly change it, that's a good little trick to make it false. And then for the next one, I found another bit of information from the text, something that goes on. So it says here, Santa read what was written again. I wonder what tenting means. Well, if you're wondering what tenting means, it means you're confused and that you don't know. So I've kind of rephrased that sentence, and I've said Santa's confused as to what the word tenting means. So he doesn't know what it means, he's wondering what it means, so we know that one is true. Okay? So what I'd like you to do now is you're going to write tick if the statement is true or false. You're going to create your table, and then you're going to pick bits of information or facts, things that happen in the text. You're going to pick a couple of, maybe 2 true, and then you could make some false ones by slightly editing the information. So yeah, give that final question a go, and that is it for today. Make sure you send in your questions with their answers to your teachers. So yeah, well done everyone.